your so far, like your overall designs and art that you have gotten so far, what do you think the people's reaction on it? Is it how you expect it to be?
I think because I have two brands, right, in the same room, so it's actually my first time combining two of them together. Because every time it's either
One or the
brand
other.
or another. Yeah. So I think it's quite interesting for me as well because I never really did this before. So it's quite interesting to see the crowd. But I think majority of the crowd still prefer the cuter one, the angsty one, instead of the
understandable.
other one. Because for that, I think I got inspired. I did all of that is inspired by shitty experiences in life and like corporate life as well back then when I was working. So
True.
so like I think people can relate to that in terms of the illustration, the characters, and the content. So it's something that they will buy for themselves and their friends as well. They can give it to someone else. So like for the other one, for the Batik QUI one, the Bella Batik one, that one I think it's more like inspired by maybe like my introspective state of mind, that kind of stuff, and with like a bit of cultural elements as well. So that one, it's like I would say people still like it, but probably not everyone's cup of tea. I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, when I first approached your group, I was already kind of surprised because I see two vastly different art
Yeah.
styles. Because even my friend, when I came with her, I think like on Thursday, I was shocked as well. I was like, this is like a whole different tone. This is a tone on its own. Like the vibe is
Very different.
very different from each other. So, hence why I wanted to go with this method of introduction, which is that, do you want to tell the audience like what's your name and what do you do?
Just like a brief introduction.
However you want to introduce yourself.
So my name is Betty, and I'm a graphic designer slash illustrator slash tattooist as well, which I'm currently on a break, but still doing that on and off. And I do have two brands of my own. One is under my name, Batik QUI, and the other one is Super Duper Mediocre. So for Super Duper Mediocre, it's like a very expressing the angsty side of me.
Angsty corporate side that you don't really like to talk about.
So all the characters that you see is all like sad or angry faces, or like even just like a resting bitch face. Yeah. But the contrary to that is like the way it's being presented. It's very very popping colors and very vibrant. So at the first glance, it attracts people like, oh, this is so cute. But actually, when you read the content, it's like a totally
a whole different thing, and then you just like, I understand now,
like,
kind
with
of thing.
like a bit of like stirring, all that stuff lah. So that's like which I like to see the reaction of people when they saw my style. And then the other one, under my name one, Batik QUI, which my Instagram is like Bella Betty. It's I would say at first I started it. I didn't have a style of my own before this lah. So it's when about 2 years ago I ventured into tattooing. I started drawing tattoo designs, and from there I developed my style. Because I wanted to bring like I was very inspired by the traditional Chinese culture, art piece, like the traditional paintings, all that. And so I brought these elements into my tattoo designs. And from slowly drawing the tattoo designs, I developed into like a full illustration piece. Yeah.
True.
So at the same time, I also want to maybe express my inner thoughts, which I'm not exactly sure what those are, but then it's just like, I feel like drawing them out, like in a way, it's like expressing myself as well. So yeah.
Understandable. Because I think like for the audience that cannot see what we're saying is that. When I first saw your art, I was very harkened back to like what I told you earlier, which is that it's very Baba Nyonya design. Because a lot of Melacan's opinion design, and also the early 70s, where portrayal of the art and tried to converse through advertisements was all hand drawn, which is so iconic back in the day. That's why I was like, when I saw your art style, I was like, this is quite the visual, because it's already very traditional. That one I do not deny, but a very particular timeline in the 70s and in the 80s, that is very impressive because not in our age, I can guarantee not many people our age will be familiar with the design.
Yeah. I get that sometimes also when people saw that, because I did have a few pieces where it's like the old, like the vintage salon that back in the 70s or 80s, you know, like all that poster stuff. But I guess my inspiration is more like the traditional Chinese paintings and arts lah. But then I guess because I'm also Malaysian so I guess it's like a mix of culture with like a bit of local. It's a bit localized with like all the batik stuff and all that. So I guess it's like where then that's where how I get the Peranakan.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, when you portray the art a lot about it, right? I was really bouncing between the idea like, okay, when I saw it, I was like, I assume it's a very old, very much in the 40s or 50s when it comes out. I was like, okay, this makes much so sense. Then I saw the other art, I was like, because I think I'll give the audience eventually, if you don't mind me like having a picture of your art, then they'll have an idea like the two very different art styles, so they will understand what I'm talking about when there's like this traditional like art style and then this very, very vastly different art style which is very modern. Because I was like, well, I think if they were to hear this, they will assume like, oh, it's an auntie who draw this. No, it's someone in our age bracket that is not what you think. It sounds like it, but it's not. There's nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Which I think that goes to the really cool part, which is that you do tattoo as well. Yeah, that's why I was like, based on the arts that you've drawn, I assume, have you drawn any of those like scale towards tattoos, or just very specific style as well for tattoos?
Because the tattoo came first before the illustration, so I would say the tattoo designs. It's like for tattoo designs, they are like one individual object, like flower, like a certain animal or insect, like a flower pot or something. It's like individual art, like individual object or subject, and then where a full piece of illustration has like have like there's a portrait, there's like a character there with like a lot of things going on in one piece piece of work. So I would say the base elements is pretty much similar.
So in terms of like what you have portrayed in your art, is also the same in the tattoo world as well.
I would say so.
Because I always assume that a lot of tattoo artists that they separate their artwork and also what they tattoo for people, especially. Because that's what I assume. Because I don't have tattoos to say what to say my piece. So I'll just assume that's how tattoo works, that kind of thing.
So I would say that the tattoos are actually like the small simplified version than the illustrations.
Understandable.
So the elements are pretty much similar. Like I think something that appears quite often in my work, both tattoos and illustrations, are something like lotus flower that you can see, and also birds, peony flowers, goldfish, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I was thinking like, could it be like the same? Because I saw like a lot of people like try to, because I noticed there was a few tattoo artists here as well.
Okay.
And then they themselves said like they try to separate their main work and their tattoos. They're very different from each other. That's why I was assuming like, oh, is it like a tattoo thing? Like this for tattoo is a whole different art style. For my illustrations is separated from each other.
No, for me it's the same because I already have the super duper mediocre, which is a very different style. So I think I'm only able to split myself in both instead of three different
styles already of which
that would be too much for me. So yeah.
So I would say that overall in genre itself, it's more consistent like what you have is already what you see is what you get kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
So like if given the chance, like would you like to portray all your illustrations back into tattoo again? If given a chance.
I'm thinking about that as well. I'm on a break as of now because I'm busy with client projects and also the illustration fair. And also part of the reason why I kind of took a break is because I don't know, I have like a lot of self-doubt in my tattoo work especially. So I'm still maybe doing some kind of reflection on that to see, contemplating to see if I want to get back into it.
Get into it, understandable.
Yeah.
So, because for some people, it's because it's someone's skin.
Yeah, exactly.
That commitment is a lot different than a piece of paper where you can
you can undo it, and something for tattoo you can't.
It's permanent.
Yeah,
that thing
exactly,
is permanent to that person.
Yeah.
So but if let's say in the future, if you were to go back into it, will it be based on the art that you already made, or would you like to try something completely new as well? In your most honest opinion.
I think for my art style, because did this whole thing. I'm doing this whole thing for like around 2 years now. And I wouldn't say, although there are like quite a style there, but I would say it's still always evolving in a way. Mm-hmm. So it probably won't be like a drastic change. If you say I were to get back into tattooing, it probably won't be a drastic change, but more like a
there will be some evolution of it.
Evolution.
Okay.
I would say it's the same for my tattoo and my illustrations as well. Because I think as time goes, we always try to, at least for me, I try to improve myself all the time and, put more detail into my work, put more thoughts into it, and that kind of stuff. So yeah.
True. I think in that standpoint, it's more, how to say, if time allows, evolution goes with it. Why the hell not?
Yeah.
Understandable. Because like for me, the joke is that like I'll quit, but if I will come back, if you pay me $1 million, maybe I will come back to it if that was the case.
Yeah.
But overall, I would say that your current passion project as it is right now, are you satisfied and happy like how it conveys to the audience? Especially with yours is more diverse, with like 2 separate backgrounds of emotions. Do you think that it has conveyed exactly how you want it to be for the audience? Or do you wish that they like, as much as you like the angsty part, I would like you to see this part of me as well, kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I think I can't control what people think, but I'm still
branching out to that point.
Yeah. But I'm still okay with whatever reactions I get. I'm still interested to see what people think, because even though I posted on social media a few times that these 2 brands are both done by me.
They're still me at the end of the day.
But you'll be surprised on the people who are surprised every time they thought like, I thought it's 2 different person, But even in this room also, even in the past this past 4 days in the fair, people, I have like a bio of me
it was on the wall itself.
Yeah, like 2 brands, 1 brain cell, that kind of thing. But people might miss that out, and they're still surprised when I tell them,
this is mine as well.
Yeah.
I'm the one who draw this.
You the artist also. Yeah,
you see, I get you see my point.
They're always
right?
like very surprised, like, really? That's the reaction I get the most.
That's why I was like really surprised as well when I came into it. I saw the name, I saw the concept on the wall, and I saw the polar opposite what the art is about. I was like, are they the same people or like completely 2 different
I see,
yep. But I think that's what you wish to convey eventually, which is that people need to see that I can do this. This is still my baby.
Yeah.
But this is also the real part of me as well. I want to show it.
Exactly.
But overall, like based on your whole experience so far for today's event, do you think it has done the job so far in your whole experience? Like, have it conveyed exactly what you want to convey to them?
I think I would say so. I would say yeah.
So like overall, they get the idea like, this is not just one tender over the other.
Yeah.
I see. If you were to change some parts of it for later events and such, would you change anything?
Maybe, I don't know, maybe just like a bit of the technical side of it. Probably what I would say I would change, maybe come up with like different concept for the room or something like that, or like the technical side is like the layout of the room or something like that, the way I put the table. But in terms of like what I will draw or something, I think I don't have an answer for that yet. Maybe time comes, then we'll know.
Understandable. Will you be for any other events that are coming around? Like any like specific events that you're thinking of to wanting to share to the audience?
I will be joining Jakarta Illustration Fair in September. So I joined that last year, and I very much would like to go back again because I would say the art scene is quite different from KL. So
I see.
it's like very inspiring for me. A lot to learn from the other artists as well. And
Understandable.
I think that's the only event for as of now. Maybe there will be more in the coming quarters, but nothing is confirmed yet. So yeah.
Understandable. Would you like approach for any like specific events like Animagaki, CF, Comic Fiesta, and all those things? Will you try to approach it, or it's not really your scene?
As of now, I never really joined Comic Fiesta or Animangaki like that because I feel like they are quite different. The audience are quite different than an illustration fair. So, but I did have a few friends that told me that I should maybe give it a try, and maybe I would. But I will be going as super duper mediocre because I feel like that will
resonate better.
That will resonate with people better. So
True. Because in my honest opinion, I would agree that will definitely resonate with audience better. But it's quite a different scene if you're given a chance to like showcase other works that you have. And plus, I do believe that I always like how to say anime and game community who are really into this because I myself is an anime game community.
I see.
So if I can branch out here, indefinitely they could come out themselves as well.
I see. I will give it a try in the future, maybe when I'm ready and I have the
when
time.
you have the time, the capability for it. Understandable. So one final note to give to your audience.
Okay. Oh, I guess I would just say if there are people like me who struggle, like especially as a creative, if you struggle with your own style or finding your own style or developing your own style, I think you just keep doing what you do. For me, I also struggle with like finding my own style for many years, but actually it's something that you develop slowly over time when you keep going and keep trying different things. Just explore and don't be trapped in like a
bubble.
Box. Yeah, in a box. Like you think you should do something in a certain way. Just do it. Just do whatever you want to, and yeah, just be creative and just explore different things. That's what I would say.
True. I think in that regard, like, it gives people like the reassurance and confidence. Is like because like for a lady that you have like two very vastly different portrayal of your style. I think it's quite how to say. What's the word for it? There's a uniqueness to it. Like you can convey that message however you want it, and it doesn't have to be one specific style.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I feel that that's very nice because especially nowadays where a lot of people are like, oh, you're known for anime, that's it. It's like, no, I do other things as well. Like, I think which I was come to my surprise, some are animators themselves, some are actually like graphic designers and architectures, and that was shocking to me. Like, how does architecture get into this scene?
Yeah.
It was so out of place
there
for
are
me as
actually
well.
a lot of people from different industries that are in the art scene, which is like super interesting to me.
Yeah, which is very interesting. That's how I was like, I have nothing to say anymore. I'm like, people can come from whatever, and this is your shit.
I have like a friend who just told me that she worked at customer service and she's
also
joining
doing
the fair
this.
as well. Yeah. So like, I was like, oh wow.
It's like, okay,
that's so cool.
very interesting to me as well.
Exactly. So yeah.